Hey there folks, Nick here. Welcome back to the Golf Club 2019 and another Reddit story time. We're going to be looking at r/pettyrevenge again today. I really like the petty revenge. Let me know in the comments if there's any other subreddits you'd like me to look at, ones that you might enjoy. And let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more of these videos. Smash like, smash subscribe. Let's get straight into the first video. What is this? It's a story. The first story. Let's get into it. This first one is submitted by Reddit user ReturdMan and is titled, How to Make Someone Just About Crap Themselves. This is not a short post, but not a long one. Let me start again. Let's get into the story. This happened a couple of years ago when I was in year 8. I'm now in year 10, and the whole reason this was happening was bullying. I had trouble controlling bowel movements a couple of years beforehand, and the bully found out about it. None of it was physical, it was all verbal, and the way they acted around me, but mainly gave me nicknames based around stinky things, and they were always acting disgusted around me, or just avoiding me. Also, I was 6 foot tall when this happened, and I was quite large, but my weight had nothing to do with the bullying. Small amount of dialogue. Me, ReturdMan. B, bitch. T, teacher who knows of bitch's attitude. We were doing PE combined with another year 8 class when we did kickball, basically softball but with a soccer ball. When we were split into 2 teams and I was put onto bitch's team, and the following conversation ensued, all from memory, so I might be a bit wrong about it and I've got no one to confirm nor deny, but we'll see how it goes. Bitch, ew, you can't be on this team. Me, yes I can, I was put here by the teacher. Something else was said that I can't remember and I'm not going to even try and guess. Me, I'm not dealing with your crap anymore. I've been bullied non-stop for 4 years and I've had enough of your crap. When I yell, I get intimidating as I get very loud and I begin to look crazy. Can you just imagine this dude, like, yelling at this chick with crazy eyes? In the middle of saying all that, spectacular storytelling, bitch's lips were visibly trembling as she looked like she was about to cry. I then punched the wall, and as it echoed through the whole gym, bitch practically jumped out of her skin. Punch left my knuckles bleeding a little, and the wall was more than an inch thick, so balls and kids hitting them wouldn't break them. I would probably suggest that the wall was, at least a brick thick, being a gym. I ended up storming off when the teacher said, ReturdMan, I think it might be best if you go down to junior school to calm down. I think that might work, while desperately trying to keep my voice steady. I packed up my stuff, went down to junior school, where I talked to one of the teachers who gave me support when I was having problems. Accidents. AKA crapping myself because I didn't feel the bowel movement. And I went on to my next class when the bell went. Majority of my class asked if I was okay, while some of the people who were associated with bitch were looking nervous after my outburst. The best part was when bitch got called down to junior school and didn't return for the rest of the class. When I did see her, she approached me, not to apologise, but to say that she got detention because of me, which I just smirked at and left her standing in the hallway. Months pass and she's fallen out of her friend circles because of what I did, spread like wildfire among the year level, and all her friends ditched her, and so far trying not to get on my bad side. TLDR, bitchy girl gets shouted at because of bullying. I didn't get in trouble for what I did, and she got a detention and lost a lot of friends. Not a bad story. Bit anticlimactic, but you get that. Our next story for this episode comes from Reddit user Hamburger Ketchup Only. I like it. And is titled, Make My Life Healthy Years, Enjoy Facing Your Worst Fears. I added the S at the end. It was just enjoy facing your worst fear. I feel like it needed to have the S at the end. Make my life healthy years. Enjoy facing your worst fears. And of course comes from r/pettyrevenge. Let's get into the story. Now, I'm fairly non-confrontational and a doormat when someone treats me badly, so this is definitely just some small petty revenge that makes me feel better. Now for background, I had an ex-best friend we'll call Mary. We got along really well for about 5 years, but around the 7th grade, 5 years, like from grade 2 to grade 7, that's not really a significant part of your life. But anyway, but around the 7th grade, Mary took a turn for the worse. She had this horrible entitled attitude of my way or the highway. She threw tantrums when she didn't get what she wanted and would verbally abuse you if you differed in opinion. I used to be fairly outgoing with friends and not afraid to share my opinion. Mary definitely changed that. I'd love to know how much of your personality was changed from grade 2 to 5. I find it a bit far-fetched at this point. But we'll continue onwards. Mary is very sensitive, by the way. I was constantly walking on eggshells to avoid getting her mad or making her cry. I'm going to take another aside here. If you've got a friend who you have to walk on eggshells around or being constantly in fear of her or him blowing up, that's not a friend. That's a nuclear warhead. Don't be friends with people that you need to, just be special around. Just be you, and if your friends don't like it, fuck them. Mary, oh, hang on, I've already done that line. Now, Mary had, no, how am I up to? I'll go back to where I was. Mary is very sensitive, by the way. I was constantly walking on eggshells to avoid getting her mad or making her cry. She was the person who talked down to everyone and roasted, read as insulted, everyone to feel better about herself. Mary isn't very liked, but everyone was friends with her. Mary constantly talked about everyone behind their backs, as did they, but they acted like best friends to each other, so I'd say Mary really never truly had any friends. Now, Mary has a fear of counsellors. Granted, our middle school counsellor was extremely crappy and kept pulling kids in for self-harm. Mary actually didn't do anything wrong, but draw on her veins, and pretty much ignored kids with actual problems. So eventually a huge fight happens in high school, and in short, I get expelled and placed in alternative education for a while. Wow, that escalated quickly. Now, I get blamed entirely for this by my other ex-friend, we'll call Danny. So they go back and forth about how it's all my fault. Danny got expelled as well and continue on about how I'm a terrible person. In short, Danny had a meltdown and went to the counsellor about us making dark, edgy jokes, despite being an equal participant in this, but decided to play the victim. And in short, we all got expelled for our dark, edgy jokes. It sounds like she's gotten expelled twice now. On we go. Now I come back to school in hopes of still having some friends, only to find out Mary and Danny completely hate me and avoid me. Oh, I'm going to take another pause here. Sorry, this story's gotten paused a few times. I don't know that the word this person is looking for is expelled. I think suspended is the word they're searching for. So whenever I say expelled, read or hear suspended. Now I come back to school in hopes of still having some friends, only to find out Mary and Danny completely hate me and avoid me. This really hurts. Despite never really liking them, I knew them for so long that it hurt to lose them. However, the part that really bothered me was that they kept making the same edgy jokes that we made before. This made me extremely mad after they pulled the "I would never, I'm better than that," and completely ostracized me for making edgy jokes, only to find out they continue to make these edgy jokes. Now here comes my petty revenge. I have a great support with the high school counsellor and social workers. Remember Mary's fear of counsellors? Keep in mind, she threw a tantrum over being called to the office just for a dress code. I lost it and ranted to the counsellor for about 10 minutes about her constantly saying she wants to die and death should take her already. The counsellor said she'd do something soon and they take my concerns very seriously. They call her in, and as expected, she's crying for the next few days straight. I think she knows it was me, but she never said anything. Small based off everything she's done to me, but extremely satisfying. TLDR, I get expelled, suspended, over a few edgy jokes, which causes a 5-year horrible friendship to end and put all the blame on me. Ex-friend continues to make edgy jokes, which makes me mad, and I turn her into the counsellor, which she has a deep fear of, thus sending her into a 3-day crying fit. Yeah, I don't know what to think about this story. Now, next story for today comes from Reddit user Hanako Ikezawai. I like that. Hanako Ikezawai. Ikezawai. I don't know how to say it, but that is how it sounds in my head. This story is called Block Me In and Flip Me the Bird. Have fun with the police. Not necessarily the most fun-filled event full revenge story, but since it happened about 6 hours ago, and the guy was arrested in the end, maybe there is some fun factor to it. In my country, double parking is a very, very horrible problem. That is parking next to a car that is parked properly and blocking them in. And it had gotten so bad that police don't even bother anymore and immediately detain and tow as an official law. Wow, that's pretty full on. This grew because a lot of the young ones and even older people stop by a supermarket or tea house and honk for the owner to come out and hand them what they want and pay without leaving their cars. And it's not like one guy every now and then. We're talking like a whole line that sometimes blocks the entrance and exit. I've got to say, and once again, I'm going to interrupt the story. One thing I find extremely not just rude but annoying, is people who park out the front of your house when they're picking you up and honk. I mean, seriously. Walk up to the front door, give it a little tap, and say, "G'day, mate, I'm here. I'm just going to be outside. You nearly ready?" "Yep." "Nah, you're not ready yet?" "All right, I'll come inside and have a cup of coffee while you finish getting ready." Not fucking sit outside and honk your damn horn. That's just rude. Anyway, back to the story. So one day, I was passing by a supermarket. I parked my car and entered to go get a couple of light groceries for a night meal. Chicken noodles with a side of fried shrimp, because I was going for a full Oriental meal. Yeah, because, chicken noodles and fried shrimp, that makes me immediately think Oriental. I get out of the shop, and after paying, lo and behold, a couple of kids are parked behind me in their 4x4, blocking me in and on their phones. I start my car and wave at them to move. One of them flips me the bird and laughs. The other didn't even bother and was on his phone the whole time. I got angry, and I wanted to get petty. I called the cops and told them what is happening and that I'm blocked in and the kids are in the 4x4. They told me to wait for a police car to arrive on scene. I decided to enter and tell the cashier and owner not to serve them since there's a cop car coming for them and I want them to be caught. They comply and stock back the cigs and drinks they ordered. A few minutes later, they start honking. One of them sticks his head out and starts yelling for the owner to hurry his ass or he's not going to be happy. And that would have been threatening if the police car didn't show up and stop behind them, all silent, before blaring sirens on the kids, who immediately tried to move before they were told not to move a single inch. I step out and head to my now warm-engined car, watching everything unfold. It was glorious. The officer steps out of his car, walks to the driver's side, opens the door and grabs the dude's phone that is lying on his lap, throwing it across the street, then pulling him out of the car and cuffing him. The dude that flipped me off was begging the cop not to arrest him. I wave at the cop and tell him of the bird flipping incident and then blocking me in. The officer gets angry and immediately smacks the dude upside the head with a loud audible thud that dropped his hat off and began lecturing him about manners and how dare he does those kind of gestures to a lady. I was laughing my ass off, got in my car and drove off after they towed the car away. Good story, I like that. I'm imagining that we're in Japan here, just given the name Hanako Ikezawa. And I could imagine that Japan would have a problem if people double park. You'd block the entire street. Our next story, once again from r/pettyrevenge, comes from Reddit user Villinemo and is titled, "Grown, educated adult acting like a crybaby? You lose all respect from me." Okay, so this is currently an ongoing long-term bout of pettiness, and I'm probably ultimately the arsehole here, but I don't care that I care at this point. But I don't know that I care at this point, is what he actually says. So, I work at a hospital, and this campus is fairly large with multiple parking lots. Some just for visitors, some just for staff, and some that are mixed. I typically park in this parking garage that has 5 levels. I like parking on the roof because there's never anyone up there and there's way less congestion. The entrance to the hospital is on the 4th floor, so I usually have to take the elevator down 1 level to access it. Well, one day I was running late and I just needed to get into work. So I head up to my usual spot, but once I'm on the 4th level, I realise if I just park in one of these spots, I can skip the elevator and just run in. As luck would have it, there was a stall open right in the front by the door. I park and go about my day. When I return, there is a note on my windshield. It reads, "Dear license plate number, you have parked in my designated parking spot. Please do not ever park here again. Crybaby MD." In my rush to get to work, I never even realised that there was a reserved spray painted on the concrete. Now, I should clarify that I did not take the last remaining spot, nor did I take the last one near the door. I just took the closest one. There were multiple spots, literally steps away from where I parked. Either way, I respected the fact that it was a reserved spot and avoided it from there. Now, a couple of weeks later, I see another car parked in the same reserved spot with the same format of note on their windshield written by the same doctor. But this time, instead of finding another spot to park, the doctor parked their car right in the middle of the aisle where you would turn to go up the 5th level. This definitely confirmed in my mind that this doctor was just being a crybaby about their special spot. So what do? I park there any and every chance I get. Is it petty? Definitely. Am I the arsehole? Most likely. Do they deserve it? Maybe, maybe not. Does it satisfy some resentment deep down inside of me? Absolutely. I like that story. That's fantastic. Now, I will say I'm one of these people who I get into a routine and I like having my spot. It's not my spot and I don't hold anyone to it, but you know when you're pulling up to a car park and it's one that you park in every single day. You sort of go, yeah, I know where I want to park. You know, it's that, you know, third row, parking spot on the right, just between the green car and the purple car, whatever. Like, you know where you're going to park every day. And it's kind of frustrating when you find someone in that spot and it's like, oh, well, big deal. Just go to the next spot. It's not that big a deal. Anyway, on to the next story. We're going to finish this episode up with a short one, which is submitted to r/pettyrevenge by Reddit user 5frogmargin and is titled, "You Can Pick It Up at the Police Station." No, not that police station. About 5 years ago, I saw someone lose their smartphone in real time. I was driving behind her and saw it fly off the top of her car on a busy one-lane highway. This can happen, and it's a constant fear of mine whenever I go to a shop and buy some drinks or some food or something. You know, you get in your car, you stick stuff on the roof, which, you know, it's a bit tricky for me because the roof of my car is about 9 feet in the air. You know, you stick the food on the roof of your car, or in my case, I'd stick it on the bonnet or the boot spot, the tray. And then you get in your car and you go, oh God, I left it on the roof. Yeah, big problem. Totally understand. It was a little dangerous, but I pulled over, waited for a break in traffic, and darted out to grab the phone. It was miraculously unharmed. Her background pic showed a 20-ish redhead and a boyfriend who looked like a shittier version of FaZe Banks. I kept driving around doing my errands until her phone rang. About 30 minutes later, I told her where the phone had flown off the roof, how I retrieved it, and mentioned she must have put it up there while getting gas or something. Her response, "Okay, could you bring it here for me in her town 40 minutes away, please? I work at pizza joint." That's nowhere near me. I'm in my town. You can pick it up here. I'll meet you at Dunkin' Donuts. Annoyed, "I can't drive all the way to your town. I don't know your town. Let's meet halfway at Popular Restaurant." That's not even remotely halfway. Popular Restaurant is still in your town. Do you want to just pick it up later? "I don't have time for this," puts boyfriend on the phone. Boyfriend, "Dude, what's your freaking problem? Give her back the phone already." This went on for a few minutes, boyfriend getting tougher and tougher. I have zero tolerance for shitty behaviour, so I hung up on them and shut off the phone. I was going to visit my grandfather the next day, so I kept the phone on me until then. When I got to Granddad's town, 2 hours away, I turned the phone on, called the girl's father and told him everything. He was very apologetic, and I'm guessing it wasn't his first rodeo. I told him, due to her rudeness and boyfriend's thinly veiled threats, the phone could now be picked up at the local police station in my granddad's town. Dad's response? "Looks like she'll have a 3-hour drive both ways this weekend. Sorry again." I love when parents are complicit in the revenge, or when their friends are complicit in the revenge. It's fantastic. It just makes it all worthwhile. Guys, that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. This has been another Petty Revenge video with obviously with the Golf Club 2019 in the background. Let me know if there's anything you'd like me to look at from Reddit. Also, if you have any courses that you'd like me to download and play on the Golf Club 2019, let me know down in the comments below. Leave a like on this video, hit subscribe. Don't worry about hitting the bell because you're just going to get a notification every morning when I upload a video. So just hit that subscribe button. That's all I care about. And I will see you tomorrow.
Jazz Club.